What's up, it's DJ Kash, aka Big Bomber from Bomber Tuesdays, and of course you seen the title. I have the homie, my bro, B.O.B in the building.
Yes, sir.
What's up, bro? It's good to
up,
have
man?
you, man.
Good
Looking very godly.
to see you, man.
Looking
Hey,
very
man.
godly today, bro.
Man, you know what I'm saying? I knew where I was coming today. So
I
ain't playing around with you, man. I know you be stepping out.
I love it, man. Nah, man. I just try to do what I do when I can when I do it. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
But it's good to see you, bro. It's good to see you, man.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
we always have these interesting, dope conversations, you know, on the side, like in the studio or at Bomber Tuesdays. So I wanted for you to come in and you know.
We talk the most at Bomber Tuesday. Yeah. We be like the loudest place. And we be having the deepest conversation.
We definitely do. We be talking about spirituality. And
when you come in the club, be like, the Reverend is here. He just showed up to church, finna take the pulpit.
Speaking of Bomber Tuesdays, yo, you've become like almost like a regular now.
Oh yeah, I'm coming next week.
You know what I love about you though? It's like you come in there, bro, and it's like you forget you're a celebrity. Like you be dancing, drinking, partying. I love that about you.
It's one of the few places in Atlanta I feel like I can do that.
Yeah.
And I guess I feel like just like, I guess African Caribbean culture, like they dance, like they have a good time.
Definitely.
Like, you know, I experienced that, like, I guess like in the Bay too. Like one time I went to the Bay. I think I told you this. I went out to San Francisco. The Bay. Sorry. Oakland.
Clear it up.
Clear it up. And I was in the club and like everybody was there. Like nobody was sitting down. I was like, what's going on? Is this somebody's birthday party? Like what's like what?
Does everybody know each other?
Yeah, like it's like, nah, nigga, we dance here. I'm like, oh shit. And then you think about all the dances, the theater, fay, all that. So like, you know, when I go to Bomber Tuesdays, man, it's like I'm thinking like, damn, more people. You know, I kind of don't want to. You know how you want something, you want everybody on it. So it's like, shit. It seems like more people will be here, but I don't want to say nothing because I like it how it is. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
I was shocked, like when Taylor Gang over there hit me, was like, B.O.B's coming to wants to come to Bomber. I'm like, he knows his Amapiano, right? She's like, yes, he is very familiar with Amapiano. And I didn't mean no disrespect. It's just that I know, like, the genre is so new, like, not everybody was up on it. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, duh, that's why he's coming, because he wants to listen to Amapiano.
It's so wild because it's so new, but if you've been listening to it, it's so big. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I think it's one of those things, too. It's like once you discover it, it's kind of like, that's almost all you want to listen to, almost. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I got to take a break sometimes. I feel like, man, what else I want to hear? But it's like, you know, for me as an artist, like making music, it's like it's a breath of fresh air because it's like you can listen to something that got that creative energy. It's got that creative energy in it, man.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like regardless of the genre it is, you can feel the excitement of the people making it.
For sure.
And I remember feeling that, like when you first got your first laptop and you got Fruity Loops or Pro Tools or whatever you making beats on, or you got your first MPC, that feeling like is you know it when you hear it, you know it when you sense it. You know what I mean?
Right. You was hype when you made this. Like you was feeling it when you made this.
Yes.
Do you think what do you think? Like, there's been a lot of critics saying, like, it's here, like it's a fad. There's been a lot of people like, you know, it's gonna be gone in a year or two. Like, I've been hearing that every now and then.
What? Out of curiosity, who's saying that? Like, Amapiano fans or Amapiano critics, or a little bit of both?
Probably a little bit of both. Like, cause some people are afraid of that. It's gonna get super commercialized. They like, everybody's gonna start trying to do Amapiano, and then it's just gonna kind of fade away.
I feel like the thing with Amapiano is that, like, everybody can't do it. Like, everybody can collaborate to a certain extent. You might be able to, like, experiment with some of the drum patterns and the sounds, but I mean, it's authentically a South African thing. So it's like, I was just looking on I'm a TikTok.
That's a real thing.
I was looking at the
like
Alma side.
Okay, yeah. I was about to be like, that's a page. That's
like it's really over with now.
Yeah.
But like I was just looking at it and I was like, dang man, like this is really like, it's rich like a real Alma song. Is like it, on the surface level of listening to it, like you just vibing with it. But then we listen to all the layers and all the sounds. It's like, bro, like everybody can't just do this. Like I'm not sure how to explain it, but like how like when trap music took over and then the artists from New York started doing trap music and everybody's like, man, why y'all doing trap music now? It's like I don't think that type of thing would happen. I mean, maybe with the sounds, but like it's like it's so many dialects and so many.
Yeah, but let's be real too, though. Like, I think that's a perfect example because I'm from New York,
right?
And then lived here for a long time. And then when dudes from New York would send me trap records, I'd be like, they'd be like, "What do you think?" I'd be like, "You sound like a New York dude trying to do trap records." You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And that's like not a slight to New York or them. It's like it's a lifestyle. So it's like if you're not in that lifestyle, I don't know how authentic it's gonna sound. You know what I mean? So it's the same with Amapiano. I think it's a lifestyle. If you don't live it, if you're not in it, it's like very hard to like fake that it's authentic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. And I think that's why it. Now, I will say this: celebrating 50 years of hip hop, and the same thing that we fear happening to Ama happened to hip hop, and it got super commercialized.
That's true.
But I feel like real music fans always kind of keep shit alive. You know what I mean? Like, I see now, like, how like they always say, man, like all the the rock and roll, like they get in the Hall of Fame and they still go on tour, but like all the OGs in hip hop, they like broke somewhere and they got, what I mean? I feel like now, I'm seeing like, like the stuff LL Cool J's doing with the Rock the Bells, I think, where he's putting together a tour, I think, with all the
right.
I feel like I feel like there are efforts to put it in the proper place now, you know what I mean? So I mean, let's be real. Anything that's popping off, corporate America is gonna try to get their hands in it. You know what I'm saying? And I think there was some controversy with I want to say that with the VMAs, whatever, the Afro beats category.
Oh, I didn't hear about this. What happened?
They nominated Rema, but it was the song with Selena Gomez, and so that
was
the
remix, not the original.
So like, why don't he just get if it's a real Afro, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So it's like I feel like it's always gonna be like someone trying to get their hands in on it, but because Ama is a lifestyle, it's like it's a culture, it's a it's the dress, it's the dancing, it's the like sometimes when I'm getting up, I'm like going to the gym, I'm like, shit, I'm putting on this playlist. This shit yeah, man.
So like, that's another thing that you mentioned that I really don't like. Like, I don't like how they try to make it seem like rap has an age limit, like hip hop has an age limit. I despise that because it's like, one, they don't do that to any other genre. Like the Stones, Metallica are still on tour. No, everybody applauds that and actually looks at it as a huge accomplishment and as an achievement, which it is. Because if you could do music and live off, make a living off music for 30, 40 years, that's an amazing thing. You know what I mean? But rappers, if you're 40, they're like, why are you still rapping?
Right.
Now, there's some caveats to that. Like, okay, if you start rapping at 40 and you're not making no bread and you like don't have a job and you can't support yourself, that might be one thing. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's like you might need to start making jazz now.
Right.
Or some shit.
I mean, you might not want to do any type of music to be. You might want to get a job. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But that has nothing to do with rap. That's just in general. Like, like there's some people that have been doing music for a long time. maybe they've been doing music for 10 years. They might be, or 15 years, and they're 40, and they don't got a job, and they can't afford to feed their kids. And that's a different scenario. But that has nothing to do with hip hop, though. You know what I mean?
I mean, I feel like, for some reason, for rapper, like I feel like if you a DJ, you could DJ forever. But if you even a break dancer, you could break dance forever. But like rap, it's like, I don't know why the age thing comes into play. I mean, I guess it's because like, I feel like maybe like, from my perspective, I'm sure like all the OGs and the old heads will probably have an even more embellished perspective. But I feel like they, the industry made it a young man's game. They dumbed it down to where like, if you like, let's be real, like everybody, we all like getting fly and you know what I'm saying, and partying and having fly shit, but like it's other like more complex subjects, I guess. Not even complex, but just other things that like holistically as a person you want to talk about, that if you are like if you 45 and you still just talking about like basic shit, it looks, you look out of place, because it's like, bro, like you're, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, for example, I'll put it like this. Like Jay-Z still raps about rich nigga shit, fly shit, but he's talking about it from a more mature perspective than like, just somebody with a stack of money. And it's like they're both talking about the same thing, but you can see, you can see the growth, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's just a falsehood that we believe in, that you too old to do this. You know what I'm saying? Because anybody, there's examples out there that prove it wrong.
Right.
And there's also examples that be like, maybe that nigga should stop rapping.
But one thing what you said is true. Like, I remember growing up, and I hate saying this because it makes me sound like an old head. I guess I'm an old head. Right? I guess I am an old head though, right?
Yeah, man.
But,
embrace it. You gotta embrace
it.
Man.
Yeah, man.
We up there.
But it's like one thing, because I don't want to make it sound like all rap is just one way, right? It's just, I think all hip hop, I think what the powers that be highlight is one way, you know what I mean? But that's not all that's out there, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when I was coming up and I was listening to music, like the most, and I always say this, I always give this example, because he's like the most extreme. Like, think of a DMX. Like, when you see him, he's like the most vibrant New York character like you can think of. Like, he is a consequential New Yorker. Like, you know, you know what I mean? Like, you see him, always got on Tim's, always just super aggressive.
Summertime with Tim's.
Right, But at the same time, when he dropped the project, he had a song for the girls. He had a club song. He had a song talking about some gangster shit. He had a party song. He had it was a complete body of work, He wasn't about murder on every song, every verse, you know what I'm saying? It was real balanced.
Yeah.
And that's one thing we lack now, is kind of like, it's kind of one dimensional when it comes to projects.
That's definitely the way. I feel like regardless of what you talk about, I think when it's just one dimensional, I don't know, like if it works though, man. That's the thing. It's so many contradictions, because I still be listening to Juicy J verses, and I be like, man,
he wasn't saying nothing.
He ain't never been nothing, and still the same thing. And it's just hard. It just works, and it's worked for so long, and then people still sample 3-6, and it's like certain things for some reason just have a shelf life of infinity, and it works, man. And it's like, I feel like to a certain degree, I think authenticity plays into it too. You know what I mean? I think if you really just, James Brown, if he was still making music, he would still be ha, you know what I'm saying? The same shit, but it's like it's still authentically who he is, man. I think that's like kind of what gives you a lot of longevity too. Whereas if you like we were talking about, like if you were originally a New Yorker and you making trap music, it may not feel as authentic. Right. You know what I mean? So you may not have as much shelf life doing that. And I feel like I can feel the excitement also when drill music.
Right.
It's like, yeah, we got our shit back.
But like, how do you feel too? Like going back to the whole Amapiano thing. Like when I look around, like first the States, then like globally. Like in the States, I feel like Atlanta's kind of leading the charge, and like
really,
yeah, like
wow.
Okay, when I look at consistency, okay, like I don't know where else in the country where like every week you can go to a legitimate Amapiano party.
That's true.
I don't know. I don't even think that's in New York. I could be wrong. But I haven't seen it in New York. I haven't seen it in DC. I haven't seen it in. They have Amapiano events. Right. But every week in Atlanta, you can go to an authentic Amapiano, and not Amapiano and hip hop / Afrobeat / I'm talking about an event that only plays Amapiano.
Let me find out DJ Kash is a time traveler, and this nigga came. He came back to save Amapiano.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a piano warrior, bro. You know what I'm saying? But like, I say that to say, like, it seems like Atlanta has done it again. It's found a way to lead the charge in music.
Damn, yo, I never heard that take. That's pretty interesting, bro. Because I'm like thinking about it now, like.
You know what I mean? Because you even hit me like, man, I'm in Tampa. Where can I go for some Amapiano? Like, you know what I'm saying? You like, you know, people are in New York. They go to New York. They're like, yo, bro, where can I go for Amapiano? I'm like, I don't know. You know
yo, we're looking at you like, bro, who's following you, bro? Where we going?
You know what I'm saying? So like, again, like, how do you feel like being from Atlanta? Like Atlanta found a way again to like win. You know what I'm saying?
Man, damn. I mean, it's definitely the way, man. And that's interesting. That's interesting hearing you say that, because like, you know, you see it all. Like you really have your ear to the streets and are authentically what the fuck? That sounds so weird. Authentically. But like, it's true. You know what I'm saying? It's real, and it's like, I think like depending on like how into it you are, because like some people, you know, some people be super into it, and you would never know. Like,
right.
Like my wife, she knows all the dances and like all the. She's just hip to all this, but she don't be walking around the house talking about it all the time. Like, how do you just know all this shit? Like, what? And
I'm the opposite, bro. All I do is talk about it and listen to it. I'm the opposite.
But I be like, I'm an adventurer, so I like to, you know, I'm in another city. Like, where's the Amapiano at? Is it over here? Is it like, where y'all hiding it at? I know somebody down here is fiending for this shit. Like, and it's right. Like you get addicted to it, because it's like, it doesn't get old, like, you know what I mean? For like real. And I think because like you can play it in so many different settings, and it's like you gotta go see it. You gotta go to a party. You gotta go see it. Because I be like, it's not like just saying like, oh, you know, when you describe different types of EDM and you like, you know, it's like you got dubstep, or you got drum and bass, you know, or you think like, yeah, just it's like festival music, but like Amapiano's like, no, you gotta go and see what it is and feel what it is and see
Very
how
true.
Yeah, so I think having a space to do that is, you know, because different cultures, you just need like, I mean, not different cultures, but different genres. Mm-hmm. You just need a radio station or you know,
you don't need much to
just
get it
a TikTok trend, yeah. But like with Ama, it needs to exist in real life, and because it can exist in Atlanta, I think that's probably why it's like it's running with the flag, with the torch.
And at first, I thought it was just me being biased. You know what I mean? I'm like, because I have the hottest Amapiano party in the city. You know what I mean? But
go ahead, pop your shit. You know pop your shit, twin.
But even Uncle Waffles, when she was doing an interview, they asked her, outside of South Africa, where do you think is like the realest place, like more authentic and the best place that you liked for Amapiano? And she said Atlanta. She said that herself in an interview.
So do you feel like people know, kind of like
No.
it's kind of like
No, because you don't. Let's be real. Like, you don't think of Atlanta when you do find like something like Amapiano.
Right.
You don't think of Atlanta as being a hub for it. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's
maybe
so,
like I guess like Afro beats in general, but not like Amapiano. You wouldn't think that.
I don't think either. Because I don't think a lot of people even think. I don't think a lot of people know how many like Africans are even here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of Africans in Atlanta, bro.
Yeah.
In Georgia, period. I don't think people even think of that. When they think of the Africans and the whole diaspora, I think they think like New York.
I
DC.
think people are like just now. Like I watch a lot of different podcasts with a lot of different comedians, white, black, whatever, just all of them. Like this year, like a lot of people are discussing like, yo, have you been to Atlanta? Like it's like a black mecca out there. Like it's like people are
They're
still
just now getting
just
that.
now yeah, because I mean, you know, every city guy's got his hood, but like
Right.
Atlanta's different. Like Atlanta is, I was just talking to my sister the other day. She was like, I'm I grew up around black people, white people, but coming here, it's like whoa, like, you know what I'm saying?
It's funny you say that because when Djing Go-Go was here, she's from Africa, and then when I asked her, she was like, I would live here. I'm like, why do you like Atlanta so much? She was like, because there's so much black people. I'm like, you from Africa? You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm
like,
saying.
You know what I mean? Like,
yo, that's what I'm saying. It's like a different. I think like even for me, like I grew up in Decatur. It's like I'm used to seeing black people in poverty, and this is like you got all types of black people. You have black people who are native here, who are wealthy, and then you have Africans who come here wealthy. You got all different types of people, and I think like. I really think it's just people are discovering it like really like in mass,
right? As if the trap era and the snap era wasn't enough, right?
Yeah, man. It's like now I think I would imagine like another city maybe like would be maybe like somewhere in the UK, like London maybe, because they got.
I think that's probably like the next close.
Yeah, that's
the next best.
That's the only thing I would, because like. Canada and Toronto, that's like Jamaican, like Caribbean type. I can't really think of anywhere else. I mean, so what about like the rest of the continent of Africa? Like, is Amapiano like taking over in all the other countries in Africa, or
it is like the sound is so like from what I'm seeing is like everybody's kind of incorporating and like having their own version of it. Like the Nigerians kind of have their own version of Amapiano. It's like they fuse it with Afrobeat. They use because they have the elements of Amapiano, but it's not quite the same as South African because they'll use the log drum, but the way they sequence the song is very different. The length of the song, because South African Amapiano is
it's
like,
got the long intro.
Yeah, you know what I mean. like Nigerians, they'll do it how we format hip hop songs. 8-bar intro, do a 16 and then a chorus, like you know what I mean? But to your point about people discovering Atlanta, I think another interesting fact that a lot of people don't know and that a lot of other places that have a large African population cannot claim is that like Atlanta's history, like almost all of the popping clubs and the popping parties that are historic to Atlanta were like done by Africans.
Damn, you're right.
Yo, you're right. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Like think about AG, think about everybody. That's like all Africans. Like,
so yeah, I mean, Atlanta, you know how like Hawaii is like way the fuck over there, but it's still America,
right?
Like, yeah,
right.
Atlanta,
you know what I mean? Like when people
Africa.
think of the legendary nightclub scene in Atlanta, most the latter part of it is attributed to AG, which is African.
Damn. Like, so shit, man. I was talking about this the other day. I was like, like the natives to Atlanta. We always have gripes about like, man, Atlanta ain't what it used to be, and da da da. And I was like, damn, man, like Atlanta's kind of like a thing. You know, when if you grew up here and you were here with like the Snap era and white tee and trap music and even like Crime Mob, Outkast, like just that whole like just and the nightlife, MJQ, and you know, if you grew up and you were there experiencing that, and now you're here, Atlanta means something different to you than someone who's here now experiencing Amapiano for the first time. And,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's very true.
So
very true.
It's wild because it's like, to some people, Atlanta's like a museum in their mind. It's like something that happened that's still called Atlanta. And then, you know what I'm saying? Other people's like, they like, shit, what? Oh yeah, I fuck with all that. But this is,
that is very true. Everybody has a different Atlanta in their minds and their hearts. That's very, very true.
Yeah, man. And the magnitudes are, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like it's not like it's not what it used to be. But also, if you never knew none of that shit, it's still like
something very dope.
It's crazy, man. It's like, and I think it's, you know, I think it's dope that like that. So okay, before I get to that point, so like, are you saying that like because the nightlife scene was built up in Atlanta by Africans?
No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
I don't want to say that.
All right.
I would say, I don't want to say that. But what I would say is like the last 10 years, what people know of the nightlife scene.
Okay.
As Africans were behind.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Because Atlanta had a huge legendary nightclub scene since the 80s. You know what I'm saying? 90s.
So like, do you feel like there should be more Amapiano scenes in Atlanta?
No, I'm just saying, I think when you talk about Amapiano in the States, Atlanta's leading the charge, if you ask me. Right. Because Atlanta is the Amapiano scene is very authentic and it's consistent. Like other cities, they'll have pop-up Amapiano parties, but every single week in Atlanta, you can go to an authentic, Amapiano party, whether it's Bamba, whether it's Girls Love Ama, like you can go to an Amapiano event every week. Like we're not skipping a week here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn, you know what? Like that.
Even in New York, they're pop-up parties.
Right.
There may be
because why not? Because why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, think about hip hop. I mean, I know we talk a lot and we compare it to what happened when hip hop happened. Mm-hmm. Niggas was throwing parties every week. So like, why not? You know what I'm saying?
Like you said, I think you just kind of got to be part of the lifestyle. If you're not like, this is something that's very hard to fake.
Right.
So,
you know I think for me it's so and I had like in this moment right now, I'm like getting out of a certain headspace because it's so refreshing to me and it's so new to me that I try not to go every week so that it's I don't
so you don't get tired of
wear it out. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's like why not? Like all the other clubs, the Spanish clubs, they got shit every week, all week. So why not? You know what I mean? And I mean it was crazy. I was on TikTok, Amatalk, and I saw that they got Amapiano now.
Wait, that's like the equivalent to like Black Twitter then?
Yeah. Yes. Cool. You heard it here first.
Amatalk. Amagram.
Yo, now I meant to ask you this. I was like, yo, is this? I guess I found out it is authentic, but like, there's Amapiano now.
What is that? I don't know. Jamaican piano.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess so. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's kind of taking it and making it their own thing. But I guess that kind of is becoming like a thing.
Yeah, man.
Just like, there's something called like dancehall trap dancehall, they call it.
I never heard that.
So
trap
it's
dancehall.
like, it's like what they say like the skilly bangs and like they call that kind of like trap dancehall. You know
okay.
I don't know if Skilly would consider himself. Right. Well, I had an interview with him on the podcast, and he didn't consider himself that. But
I saw that.
But that's what people label it. You know what I mean?
So what does he would he consider?
He said he doesn't really care. Like he said he just makes music type of vibe. You know what I mean? So like, but it's interesting you brought up like that was very profound what you said about like Atlanta has all these different eras and Atlanta means something different to everybody. What era would you put yourself in? Because I consider myself like as a very knowledgeable person when it comes to music. Right. And I would have first of all, I don't think a lot of people even like know you're from Atlanta.
Yeah. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, people don't know like it's a lot of artists, big artists, like Playboy Cardi's from Atlanta.
Yeah,
I'm from Atlanta, and I didn't even know Playboy Cardi was from Atlanta.
Because I can't front. I thought he was from New York at first.
Yeah,
I thought he was from New York. I thought because I remember him seeing with like the ASAP kind of crowd. I thought that he was from New York.
I feel like man, it's so wild. I was just talking about this last night. I'm like, I don't. Sometimes the industry has a propensity to freeze people in time. And I started to get stuck in that cycle of thinking, you know what I'm saying? Like
what do you mean? Like, give me an example.
Like, where you have a defining moment and that's who you are forever for the rest of. Now, certain things that, like, obviously, when you hear about it, I'm associated with it. When you think about B.O.B, you may think about Flat Earth. You may think about clones. You may think about conspiracy theories. You may think about, you know what I'm saying? It's certain things that just, it's just what's going to come to mind. Do you still think
the Earth is flat, though?
I think what's more interesting than if it's flat around is the fact that it's been debatable for so long.
Right.
Because if someone said the sky was purple, you'd be like, "Ha, that ain't crazy."
Right.
But the fact that it's even debatable, that's more interesting to me than whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Right. But I mean, I guess it's like I have to, as an artist, for me, I don't know about all artists because like for me, you have to remind yourself like, yo, like that's not really who I am. That's just I said that shit when I was 16 or I did that when I was 20. You know what I'm saying? Like, but when you get famous for doing something, it's a lot harder to like grow out of it than just like a yearbook pic photo or the first girl you dated when you was in high school. You know what I'm saying? And
date one fat girl. Now you the guy that dates fat girls.
Now you love BB.
Now you the guy that loves fat girls.
So it's like, I feel like as far as what era I'm in, I'm like, I guess it's whatever I decide to be. I feel like now I can tell psychologically I'm actually like peeling away the skin of the old me, the old Bob. And it's really nothing you can really force to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's sort of like watching a cake bake in the oven. Like you can't speed it up. Like, it's gonna happen.
Right.
But it just, you have to just naturally get there. You know what I'm saying? And it's like watching yourself. It's like watching yourself break free, and then you allow yourself to enjoy the process. You know what I mean? So,
but is it like, all right, like, like tap masters? We can hear you, right? Sound like y'all tap dancing over there. Jeez, Louise, yeah,
just coffee.
Jeez.
I think it's funny because when you're in the music business, everybody plays keyboards. You either play keys.
No,
you play the computer keys, or it's like everybody's just tapping.
I think it's interesting though, cause like, for you, there's very few rappers in from any city or any time like that you can place in multiple places. You're one of those people for Atlanta. I think you could put them in. I remember Haters. I remember that song.
Yo, I feel like you were listening to me talk last night because I'm talking about this.
Yeah,
yo, this is crazy. Yo, I was going through my catalog. I'm finna do live. That's what I was asking you about the live stream. I'm finna live stream with my fans and just play through all my catalog and like not all of it, but like some of the stuff that didn't get. But yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna cut you off.
But I remember haters. I remember getting what we call in the Caribbean a big forward, which is like a big reaction from the crowd. And in the Royal Peacock, I remember playing haters, and that song used to go. And then I remember airplanes. And I remember, you know what I mean, like
In the Caribbean crowd.
yeah, at Royal Peacock, haters used to go.
Why do you think that is?
Who knows? Who knows why people connect to the music that we, you know what I'm saying? Who knows? But I know that I know when I used to play it, I used to get a big forward. Like people used to rock with that record. So it's like, but that was a completely different era from airplanes.
Yeah.
That's a completely different era, bro.
And then the era we in now is a completely different era. And it's like been going through all these eras, man. That shit is. Yo, I was looking at all the hustle game music I did, and I'm looking at the
See,
video,
I
like,
forgot you was Hustle Gang, bro. You see what I'm saying? I forgot you was Hustle Gang.
Shit, bro. And I'm like, this shit was 10 years ago. I'm looking at the video like, damn, 10 years?
I forgot you was Hustle Gang. I forgot.
Bro, some of the hardest hood music I made was with Grand Hustle. And the Zaytoven tape I did with London J.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I was listening to that shit last night. I was like, man, this is...
How's your relationship with Tip now?
Man, we still brothers, man. You know, it's just I really feel like after all the time I spent, you know, in all the game I learned, you know, I really needed to go be by myself. You know what I mean?
Dope.
And you know, but you know, all the people, man, all the folks over there and everybody that I work with, man, it's like we really did. Man, Dro, like that nigga Dro. Is hands down one of, like, if we talking about like bars, like he's one of the best.
Oh my God.
Period. Like,
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? And
He's I would, no exaggeration, I will put Dro as probably one of the best Atlanta lyricists of all time.
yeah.
He gotta be top 10. He has to be. Dro?
Man, yeah, man. It's like it's like when, I think like sometimes we overlook, you know, certain lyricists if it's not like a miracle, you know what I mean? If it's not like that, but it's like, yo, just the art form, it's like, bro, that's wow, like verses was crazy. Like I'm listening to all the shit we did for the Get Dough or Die trying, Get Dough or Die. Is it Get Dough or Die trying? Man, it's crazy, bro. It's like, man, like all these, man, like rest in peace to B.O.B. Damn, man, rah. Shit, man, we made a lot of music, man. Like, and it's like this shit happened so fast. Like, it's already 10 years, bro. And you talking about haters. Haters is like, what, 2008? So that's six.
Yeah, 2000. Yeah.
How was that, 13 years ago? I'm definitely not good at math. So y'all tell me.
But Haters was probably like 08. Yeah, 08, 09, right? Around there.
Yeah, man. And like, so it's like, going through all these eras, it's like the further I get away from it, that's the more I can really see it and appreciate it.
Do you think your name is brought up enough in these conversations when they talk about these eras? When they talk about people that was having it, like doing their thing and made shockwaves from that era, do you think your name is brought up enough?
I mean, truth be told, I feel like sometimes I feel like it is, sometimes I feel like it's not. Probably a lot of the times I feel like it's not. Mm-hmm. If I'm thinking about it, but I think even bigger than that is maybe I don't bring myself up enough to myself.
Message.
And that's how I was feeling last night, man. I was like, yo, like, god damn, this is me rapping? Shit.
I'm high.
This nigga's ill. This nigga motherfucker spin.
This nigga's popping.
And so I'm like, but it's like, I never really like just, I mean, obviously, you go back and look through your memory book, whatever the fuck you got, but like, I think it's like certain parts of my career that like that have a stain on it from just bad relationships, bad business that I kind of refuse to. I refuse to go back and embrace it. And so
why? Oh, because you had a bad relationship or something like that.
Yeah, just it could be with someone behind the scenes. It could be with an artist. You know what I'm saying? It's life. It happens, man. Sometimes you may get into it with another artist, or you may have, just in different feelings. You know what I'm saying?
Which is crazy you say that because I've never heard you getting into it with nobody.
Yeah, I mean,
or even having differences with nobody. Maybe like it happened, like it was a topic at a time, but I never heard like B.O.B is in the outs with this person or that person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, nothing ever huge, nothing ever serious. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But I think like the things that be real for real are not gonna be Front Street. Like they're always gonna be like, you'll never know. It'll be like, yo, how come? I just thought about how come they don't never do a song together. And it'll be like some
and
shit.
You give some industry answer like, yeah, we just never got around to it.
We just never got around. Be hitting them. Go hit my number, doggy. But yeah, man, it's like with everything in life, man. I just feel like the further you get with time, you really can see the importance, maybe not importance, but like the magnitude, and just really like it's the art of it, like not just beating my own chest. Like, I mean, of course I'm love bigging up myself, but like, yo, this shit, do you hear this shit? This shit is fucking fire, bro. And I have no problem like, shouting out to people I work with. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, This person choreographed the video to this person shot the video, this person, you know what I'm saying? Like, because we all contributed to making that shit timeless.
Would you do it differently now, though? Would you be like, well, what would you do differently? Knowing what you know now and where you are now, like, what would you do differently starting from even before Haters? That was the first record I heard from you. I know you was doing stuff before, but that was the first record that connected with me, that as a DJ, I was like, oh yeah, I'm playing this record.
Not to say that I have any regrets, but I probably would have been more personable. I would have had my music relationships be more personable and not just like you're hot, I'm hot, let's make a song, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I would have probably wanted to like really, spend more time getting to know.
But you're still kind of like that though, bro. You kind of stick to yourself. You kind of don't. I don't see you with a lot of rapper friends or industry friends. Like, I don't really see that. You may have them, but it don't look like you like. It seems like you don't like going outside with them. You know what I'm saying? Because you're the type of guy, like, you would literally pull up Dolo or like just you and your shorty and be like, all right, let's just have a good time. I never really seen you with like an entourage like that. So to me, it seems like we're very much alike, which is why I think we click. Cause I don't do that either. Like, I'll go to a party by myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I don't think I've ever seen you with anybody. Like, I've only seen you with you.
Yeah, bro. Cause I'm trying to tell you, me and you are the same way. I low key don't like industry dudes. I don't like them.
Yeah, man. I feel like the industry is like, it's like sometimes I wonder, like, yo, if you just ask like artists, like, yo, so do you like the industry? Like, would they like be honest and say like, man, this shit fake as fuck. But it's like you see it, and sometimes it look like, man, like people would think like, yo, like, man, all y'all artists, man, y'all must like we just be hanging out and at, like, hey,
like at Hugh Hefner's house,
yeah, like just
rapping in
hanging
Cypress.
out, just like, man, that party was so crazy, wasn't it? Yeah, man. But it's like it's really fake, man. And I think maybe a better word for fake would be it's a performance, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And for me, I I grew up around music, you know what I'm saying, but I didn't like come up in like a art school or acting school or nothing. So I wasn't necessarily groomed to like Michael Jackson. His dad had them hitting his moves and hitting the steps since they were kids. So when you're really prepared to mentally just like kind of disconnect from it and just be like, yeah, go do the music, then I'm going home. But for me, I'm like, I'm really putting my real blood, heart, and tears into this shit. Like, like when I made the Elements tapes, I was really saying wild shit that I was like, yo, that might kill me for saying this shit. Like, this shit is not a joke, you know what I'm saying? But like, I think the frustration comes from not really understanding what the music industry is, and that's why I'm writing my book and I'm starting my classes here pretty soon. Just like kind of helping artists, aspiring artists to like have the right headspace to navigate the industry and to enjoy it and to not sound like me like, man, fuck this shit fake as fuck, you know what I mean? Like I feel like it could be what like people go to the WWE and watch that.
We know
shit
it's fake, but
it's
you
fake,
can still enjoy it.
Yeah, they still enjoy it. So it's like, I feel like the music game is like if you know what it is, and because some people be asking me like, Bob, like I want to do the music biz, but I don't want to sell my soul. What do I do? And I'm like, bro, it's not, bro. Like it's not, I
don't want to join the Illuminati.
I don't want to join the Illuminati. And it's like, they're saying that to me because of things I've said in my frustrations with the industry, and it's like, I feel like just it's having the right perspective, because I don't want anyone to have to go through what I went through, and they shouldn't. And aside, even aside from all of that, like I no longer like let the business like soil the fun, because it's like the shit is fun. I love what I do. I'm glad I don't have to go do a 9 to 5, and you know what I'm saying, and just having people, whenever I go on social media, like I try to not like look at what other people are saying about me. I look at what people say about everybody else. I don't know what the fuck or give a fuck what no one's saying about me. But when I do have to interface with my social medias, I just be like, this is crazy that there are people that are like looking at me like that's a wild thing to me, And the reason why it is wild is because it's so many errors. Because from haters to airplanes to hustle gang,
it's about
to
4 or 5 errors.
So many errors, and I have no idea why. It could be just because they like the way I dress, or they like the Elements, or they like it could be a multitude of things. Or I had a podcast. I'm a Bobcast, the Bobcast. I'm gonna start doing that again. I had an audience for that, so.
Can I please come on the Bobcast?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, for sure. We do it. On the board. It's already on the works.
But yeah. I have my own theory. Would you like to hear it?
Let's get into it.
I call it the airplane theory. You know why? 'Cause I feel like sometimes a record like Airplanes is such a gift and such a curse.
Oh yeah.
'Cause I feel like you're from Atlanta. Atlanta has a specific sound and look. Then you might have started there, but then you evolved as a musician, as an artist. Then you come up with something that's so different than what everybody from where you are from are used to. Then it's almost like, it's like like it's like when everybody's from the same hood and every day y'all hang out with each other. Yeah. And then one of y'all, somebody gets bread, and then they move to like a better neighborhood. Yeah. And then it's like, that's still your man's, but you he
in private school now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And Slick, like the group, he's one of us, but it's like he's not around us every day. He's over there on a different level. So it's kind of like, that's still our bro, but
I was talking to my homie Jace about this in the studio the other day. I was like, yo, when I was like, Jace 29 and that whole movement, like I I was telling him, I was like, Jace, I feel like I missed that movement. He was like, nah, bro, it's all good. You was doing your thing because you was all over the world, and all this was happening back home. And
they was at figure 8.
Yeah, bro. And I, it's like there's a part of me that feels, and it's it's crazy because like I feel like there was a part. It's synonymous with like my childhood. Like I feel like there are things I didn't get to do. Like I didn't have cable for a huge chunk of years,
Right.
So certain inside jokes and certain contexts,
You missed.
it's just gone. You know what I'm saying? Like I be on the bus and niggas be saying Dave Chappelle, the Chappelle Show skits, and I didn't realize what was happening until I got older and could buy my own DVDs and went back and watched.
You didn't have cable Dave Chappelle times?
Oh no, no, bro. I didn't have cable. I didn't have cable until I didn't have cable from. Shit, I didn't have cable until I like moved. We had cable at first.
Right.
And then, hard times, and then I had cable when I like moved out and like I was paying for the cable.
I'm from Brooklyn. We had cable when we didn't have gas and we didn't have heat because we were stealing it. So, you know what I'm saying? So we had cable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, that shit like so it's like it's like when I got signed, I didn't go to college. It's a lot of shit like niggas was telling me like, yeah, we used to toga parties. I was like, what the fuck is a toga party? Like I didn't know niggas did toga parties. I thought that was just white people what they did.
I ain't know niggas did toga parties either.
Yeah, niggas did toga parties, bro.
I didn't know
I
that.
never knew that. And it's like, all these things I feel like it's just I just shot off so fast, like straight out of high school. And it's like that. It's like, yo, man, that nigga, to your point, that's what my fans were saying. My fans were like, yo, he went pop now. He was here for us. Now he's just you know what I mean? And that was a huge like that was a huge theme or motif that took precedence in my music for a while. And it's like listening back to it now, it's like
Does that affect you
wow,
personally?
that's funny. Not now. I mean, it's like it's sort of like, when you look at like your report card when you was in elementary school, you were like, damn, I was bad as fuck. Or like, damn, I could have been really good if I would have just, you know what I mean? Or, like looking back on it now, I was like, damn, that's crazy that was a thing. Like I was listening to Beast Mode and I was like, I said, that is hip hop, and the streets say it ain't hip hop, and if this not, let the shit stop. Like, and that was the end punchline. I was like, damn, that's crazy that like at that time, that was what was on my mind. Like, man, they say I ain't hip, they say I ain't real hip hop. You know what I mean? Like,
So was there a point you felt like you had to prove that you hip hop? Like you had to prove yourself?
Oh fuck yeah! I mean, really, I feel like I spent. I think after my first album, after The Adventures of Bobby Ray, from Strange Clouds all the way to probably The Elements, I felt like I was trying to prove, like I'm a lyricist, like I'm an MC.
Oh,
like,
gotcha.
I'm not a pop nigga. But now I'm
What's
like,
wrong with being a pop nigga though?
I mean, now I don't really care, but like,
I want to be a pop nigga.
and that was the ironic thing too, because I would run into artists and they'd be like, Bob, you trying to make all these urban records? Like, nigga, I'm trying to get a song with Bruno. What the fuck are you doing?
You know what I'm saying?
And so it's like, everybody want to switch, man. And it's like now looking back on it, I'm just like, I want to be an Amma nigga now. Like,
Yeah. I'm trying to be on Amatalk.
So it's like, I think it's like, I'm just whatever I feel like, whatever I like doing, but I don't know, man. It's something about like when you're in your 20s and you're in your prime, and fuck that, because why is rap the thing where you're in your prime in your 20s? Because when you do comedy, nigga, you fucking in your prime, you like 50. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's true.
So, but I think it's just something about like that you still pubescent. Like, you don't even fully, your spine don't even fully develop till you 30. Like, you still a kid, you still a child till you
That's
really.
for real?
Oh yeah, dead ass. Like, you got all your vertebrae don't finish fully developing until you're like 30.
That's crazy.
And so, you know, and clearly, bro, I'm in my 30s now, and certain mistakes, I'm like, damn, don't make that mistake.
But I think it all comes with just being an artist. Like,
yeah,
artists, we try to act like we don't care what people think of us, but that's a complete lie. Like, our whole existence is based off what people think about us.
Oh yeah,
like we create to know what people think about us. Like,
I think it's like, to your point, now I can look at what I did in the past and I can see the art from who I was, even though who I was made the art. You know what I mean? So it's like when if someone doesn't like, if someone didn't like my song, I'm like, oh, you don't like me. So it makes
I'm an artist. I'm sensitive about my shit.
So it's like it makes you think like, I'm not good enough. I'm not perfect. I'm not this. I'm not that. But now I'm like, oh, you just maybe, you know, these fans will like this song. Like the Amapiano fans will like this song. The EDM fans will like this song. Oh, this all the, you know, the hoods like you know, one artist I was working with from Africa, he was like, you know, I wanted to make like Afro beats type music, and he was like, man, where's the underground luxury Bob at? Like, I want the ratchet Bob. Like, where is that at? And I'm like, I've never had an artist request that, because, you know, typically people want to make the big pop records. And so that was mind blowing to me. I was like, damn, like, he really want to do some ratchet shit. And so now I can separate the art from people liking me.
But that's the curse of being versatile too, though. Like, people, it's like what we say about Atlanta. People are gonna remember you for certain things and like you for certain things when you're versatile. Like, my introduction to you was Haters, right. But I also love airplanes. But I
really do wish that, like, it would be simpler if I could just do one thing, like Bruno Mars, like he does the real stylized.
But what's the fun in that?
Or like Juicy J, he's got the same, you know, he does the same.
Right.
It's a Project Pata.
But
like,
what's
you
the
know what
fun
I mean?
in that, bro?
I know. I mean,
but then that thing. like that's the curse of being a versatile artist. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, once you do one thing, you're gonna have a whole group of people that love you for that. And then when you're on to this, you're gonna have a whole group of people that love you for that. And
it's like having a lot of different baby mamas.
You feel me? Some gonna love you. The first one's gonna hate you because you was just down bad and you was probably young. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, man.
You know, the rest of them, the newest one might love you because you got the most money now. You're more mature. She's getting the best of you. Yeah. You know? You know, so I don't know, man. It's like, it's one of those things, man, like where I guarantee you though, you wouldn't want to not be versatile.
I don't think I would. I don't want to not be versatile. I just feel like it would be simpler.
Easier.
It would be simpler. But I don't necessarily want simpler, I guess. Because I wouldn't be me if I.
Because then you'd be like, Amapiano.
What is Amapiano? What is Amapiano? And then it's like, you know, like I was like, when I started out, it was like Haters was like, I was doing chitlin circuit shit, like, and when I was doing chitlin circuit shit, it wasn't like as cool as it is now. Like, you know, now when you see when a hood song pop off, you see the footage, it's like, it's the club's well lit. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody got chains on and shit.
Actual
like,
security.
You know what I'm saying? Security. When I was doing that shit, bro, it was like fucking at the damn old AutoZone, right. In the back of a trailer. You know what I mean? Like, that shit was dangerous.
That ain't
bro.
your hater. That's your manager.
Yo.
Get back to work. At the AutoZone.
Yeah, man. So it's like, you know, but that's where I was at, and I was like, I I got to get into a more broad audience. You know what I mean? And I wanted to, and that's the thing, man. When they be like, you can't save everybody. Like I wanted to take my hood audience with me.
It's not gonna happen,
and it's just not gonna happen, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm okay with that, bro. Cause like I got certain friends that pull up when I go to the AMA parties, and certain friends that's like, what is that? And I got some friends that go to me to the metal shows, and some friends that be like, I ain't finna get in the mosh pit. Like, I ain't doing this shit.
Right.
So I know what it is. I know I'm really like I like to move around, man.
You go to metal shows?
Oh yeah, metal shows. I'm in a bike club too.
A motorcycle
club. Yeah.
Jeez, like you got patches and everything?
Oh yeah, patched in. Kings of the South.
Legit.
Yeah, legit.
Word. Yeah, I never knew this, bro. This is so crazy.
Yeah, bro. Like I be into all type of shit, bro. Like the whole gaming, lo-fi community. I'm in all that type of shit, all the nerd shit. I'm in all that. And it's like, but I can't.
Yo, all this time, bro. The man of many layers, bro. Time out. What kind of bike you?
I got a Harley Road Glide.
So you're in a real bike club too.
Oh yeah, real, yeah. I just rolled all the way to Tampa and back. Fucking 7 hours there, 7 hours back.
And you got a patch. I don't think people understand how real it is when you got a patch. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like you got a patch, like you're legit.
Yeah, you gotta put in the work to get that patch, and not just to get it continuously, like
right. And because I've heard of people getting it patches taken away.
Oh yeah, like it's
like that.
It's like two different types of clubs. You got the 1%ers, and then you got the outlaws. I mean, no, you got the 1%ers, right. Then you got the the 99%ers.
Right. So for clarification for people that don't know, the 1%ers, I think back in like the 60s when somebody made a reference like 99% of riders are good people, but there's the 1% that makes it
we
bad.
Don't follow the law.
Yeah, that don't follow the law. Yeah. And then riders kind of wore that as literally like a patch saying like I'm part of that 1%.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So you guys don't consider yourself 1%ers or
no. I'm not 1%er. As an artist, I couldn't be 1%er because there are some artists in
that are 1%.
1%, yeah. But like,
that's real. Son. Like that's like somebody coming and be like, that's so crazy. Like I would have never guessed, bro. And there's a difference between clubs too, because you got guys that ride like like Hondas and stuff like that, and 500s.
Yeah, some clubs you can't ride a certain type of bike,
right?
And then some clubs, like historically, certain motorcycle companies didn't let black people, like back in the early 1900s, they wouldn't let black people buy their bikes. So Harley Davidson did. So that's why a lot of black clubs like Harley.
Right.
But yeah, man, like it's really like, I feel like it's like a personality type, I think, because some people just are lone wolves but they still go to the bike events. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it's you look at like Meek Mill and DMX, like they were really heavy in the bike culture. Right. And it's so crazy because I didn't know Rough Riders was a real bike club. I thought that was
legendary.
I thought that was DMX started
a record label.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, like, and when I say they used to like turn up in New York, it was when they came to your neighborhood, it was really an event. Like they came through riding with two girls in the front, girl in the back, doing wheelies. Like they came through like,
wow.
That was the first time I seen a quad. I didn't even think those were real until I seen Rough Riders come through in maybe 50, 60 quads. I was like, that's a real bike?
It's crazy.
Yeah, they're New York. I think that outside of like, Hell's Angels and Outlaws, like they're like New York's infamous group. Like
that's
bike club.
world famous shit, bro.
Yeah.
They be having bike clubs in other countries that be wild. Like Brazil, they got bike clubs. In Japan, if you look at they ancient bike clubs, it's some wild shit. Yeah. Like they got the wild seats to go way the fuck up and it's wild shit, bro. But yeah, man, I think like a lot of shit I do is like it's like therapeutic almost, bro. Cause like riding a bike is definitely an extreme sport. You wouldn't think. I mean, of course, like a sports bike, yeah, because you see the sporty helmet and the sporty bodysuit, and if you ever see motocross racing or whatever, or dirt bike racing, yes, it's an extreme sport, but like just in its entirety, bro, because you outside blasting, like you know what I'm saying? Like you have to wear protective gear even when it's not cold. You can get cold because it's just so much air. Like you a pilot. And so
you a pilot.
And so it's like, but this shit's therapeutic, man. It be peaceful to me. And it's like, I like sometimes you need that type of shit when as a artist. I mean, I'm not sure. I think everybody needs it. Like, I think everybody needs it. Like, just when you are so indulged in your career for so long, and then all of a sudden you see a nigga just carving wood. Like and doing shit, be like, why is this nigga so like recently I got addicted to DJing, bro. I'm addicted to DJing. It is addicting.
Yeah, you did call me and was like, yo, is this controller a good controller? But so you actually like at the crib like really DJing?
Bro, like when it's time, like I used to be, if I invite some friends over, we just have some drinks and we hand someone the aux cord. Now, everybody at the party is hovering over the DJ. Like, yeah, drag that song there. Let's play that next. Yo, it's like, that's the party. It's addictive. Like, some people, people who are really music heads, like, it's like, it's just an interactive way to play music as opposed to, like, handing someone the aux cord. Now, it's like, you can see what song is going to play next. And then someone's like, all right, and then we just take turns. So one person, all right, you pick this song. One person pick the next song. And it's, for me, it's like, for me personally, in my own time, it's like I can experience music without having to like make it.
Oh, gosh. That has to be like a relieving feeling though, too.
Oh, fuck yeah, bro. Because it's like, if I have an idea like, all right, man, I want to make a song. I want to make a rock song, but I want it to have like these type of drums, and then I want to do a hook, like I would have to go to the studio and make it, and then not only that, I would have to make like 10 versions of it and then pick the best one. And typically some of the earlier versions, whenever you're trying to sketch out a concept or idea, typically the first version, the second or third version is gonna be one of the ones.
You doing 10?
Yeah, you're doing 10. It's just like, all right, it's getting kind of old now. And so like, and then you do that and then you try to experiment with the sound. But it's like now with DJing, I don't have to like spend so much. Like I can just be like, I wonder what this would sound like with this, and then do it. And then like, okay, that shit fire, or let's not do that again. And I don't have to spend all summer in the studio trying to
perfect it,
trying to scratch that itch, man, because some music, there's a lot of experimental music I made that has never come out, and it probably will never come out. I mean, some of it may be okay, but that's why it's so addictive, because it's like, and now I see why so many people love DJing, bro, because it's like you can really just mix up some shit, mash up some shit, but then it's like you have different DJs like yourself and like Uncle Waffles, like y'all perform, like y'all are like, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you. I'll take that
like
as a compliment.
y'all, like y'all are like, that's like some, that's like next level shit. I mean, for me, I think it's more like a therapeutic, like scientific type of thing, like, you know what I mean? And then also the way I experience it now, like I don't think I would have wanted to DJ back in the 80s, like when it was straight needles and you had the
vinyl,
and you had the markers on it, and you had the needle pop and all that shit. Like,
bro, I've been through that era. It's not. It's funny because I find these purists like, man, don't you miss records and vinyl? I'm like, no. Yeah, I'm like, obviously you didn't DJ in that era. Yeah, I did. You know what I mean?
No, that shit seems. Yo, and then with the drum, with the break beats, y'all were just running it back on this side, then running back on this. Bro, what?
See, that takes skill, but like what I didn't like is the logistics. Like if I had a gig in another city, I would have to pay for that plane ticket, then pay for each crate, you know, that goes on. And then when you get to these cities, you don't have a gang of people with you most of the time when you're traveling. So now it's you and one other person carrying these 4 or 5 crates.
No, I'm convinced you're a time traveler, bro.
No.
How are you there and then you're still this
bro.
young, bro? What the fuck?
Bro, I'm an old head, son. You know what I mean?
Yo.
So like it was the work. And then remember, back then, if you became a DJ today, it still took you about 2 years before you could even DJ a party. Because remember,
you had to learn?
No, you had to get the music.
Oh,
remember, you had to actually buy the vinyl. And then, okay, and then think about it. When you actually did get a gig, you were probably the opener, the first guy DJing, right? So that takes all early music, opening music. Those records stopped selling. So you had to go on a hunt to find all that type of records. So it probably took you at least 2 years to get an hour, 2 hours worth of material to be able to play all those. Remember that. So you had to go, all right, you opening up, you had to get all these early records. You have to go to all these old record shops to figure out and find those records because you didn't have them. You weren't DJing 2 years ago. You see what I'm saying?
And then, like, DJs would cover the...
Yeah, so you can't see what it is.
Bro, what? Yo, that's crazy.
So, bro, and then, like you said, it's not like now where, like, needles broke. You could have a broken needle in the middle of your set. So you would have to buy extra needles. And it was fun, but it was a lot, bro. It was a lot. It's way easier now. Today, you want to be a DJ now? I can give you my,
right.
and you can have enough music to DJ a party.
Is it like, so for me as a producer, if I really fuck with you, I give you my whole drum library, my whole sound library. Is that what it's like for DJs, like giving someone your library?
Yes. I would quicker give you my DJ library than my drum kits.
What?
I wouldn't do that, dog.
What?
But to be fair, I'm not giving you none of that. To
be honest, I'm not giving you none of that.
I'm not giving you none. I really gotta fuck with you to give you like in my library. I got a lot of like exclusive edits that nobody else could play that I produce myself, and that's what I think makes my set special, especially with Amapiano. Like I have sets that it's like nobody could play it. Like literally at this past Tuesday at Bamba, people were coming to me with a a blank Shazam, like, yo, what is this? I can't Shazam it. Like,
yeah.
That's on purpose, my dog. I'm the only one with it. You know what I'm saying?
So like, do you like remember different sets for like how do you know what I'm saying? Like
to this day I don't really have sets. I just go in there, freestyle. I look at the crowd and I'm like, all right, this is this type of crowd, I'm gonna go here.
I personally like freestyling better. Yeah. Like just cause I feel like when you just be fucking around, like, and you go off the vibe, it's the best shit. Yeah. So like, do you know, like, fuck, I lost the question. A nigga walked up to you and like, yo, I can't find it.
No sets. Like,
no sets.
No, like, damn. No memorized, no sets. You know what I mean?
That's wild.
Because then you get too caught up in, okay, I have to play this, then I have to play this, then I don't like that.
Yeah, it feels kind of rigid. And I think like when I like I've been doing my show for so long that I don't really have to. Well, when after the pandemic, I had to start using set lists again because I just completely got out of the rhythm of it, and I couldn't remember the cues and like, yo, oh man, I forgot, how do we get out of that song into that song? You know what I mean? And so it's like the challenge is like doing the same thing but making it look like this is your first time doing it. Right. And like, you know, it's like timing, you know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes the crowds be different, like especially if it's an all age show and I got adult only materials. Right. Oh, like yeah. It's like we gotta get creative. But you know what's crazy? But you know what's crazy? Some of the best shows be when it's technical difficulties and we gotta just freestyle some shit and we gotta just interact. You know, like those
it leaves a memorable moment for the crowd and for
yeah.
yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
super dope, man. B.O.B, I appreciate you, bro.
Fuck yeah, man.
I can't wait to come through to your podcast, your Bobcast.
The Bobcast.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't even know if you know, I supplied alcohol to one of Bobcast before.
Oh, really?
You know what I'm saying? With the Branson. You know what I'm saying? I had hooked you up. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I hate that I came empty-handed, man. That's so.
I met Taylor Gang in a sketchy parking lot to give her keys.
Man, I should have brought something that's so niggardly of me. Oh my gosh.
Not so good. But I appreciate you, bro. It's always a pleasure,
Yo,
man.
for sure, man.
We got to
Yes,
do a
sir.
part 2
Yeah,
soon.
let's do it.
Make sure you guys subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff.
And we got some new music on the way. We got some heat on the way.
See, I didn't know if we could discuss that. That's why I didn't bring it up. I didn't know when you plan on dropping, so I didn't want to.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't wanna-
We teasing it. We're teasing it.
Okay.
The cat is semi out of the bag.
It's very dope too.
Yeah.
Wait till y'all see it.
Yeah. it's gonna be
Spam
fire.
us. DM him, DM me,
yeah,
ask
yeah.
when it's dropping.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll drop it soon.
Give me this clip. I'm putting this clip on my page.
Let's do it. DJ Kash, B.O.B, we out.